What is up, everybody? Professional wrestler Chris Wild back with another Carside confessional midday. Again, this lighting is kind of bad because of the daylight. I apologize for that. But I'm just leaving the gym and I do have some time, so let's do this, man. As you know, Carside confessionals are really, I will say something that I confess as an Eagles fan, rather about the recent team or teams past, and then we'll also talk some Eagles, some news, and just anything else that's on everybody's mind. So the confession, today's confession is, and as you saw in the thumbnail, good old number 10, quarterback Coy Detmer. The confession is he is one of my favorite Eagles of all time. One of my favorite all-time Eagles is a backup quarterback, Coy Detmer. And the reason being, first off, the guy always provided some kind of spark. What's up, Joe? Some kind of spark to this offense. I remember him coming in for McNabb and getting hurt I think it was a Monday night game against San Francisco, ironically enough, since we just played San Francisco. And the whole team and the whole San Francisco side came and while he was on the cart and gave him props as he was hurting out for the year. So I remember him from that. But also, if for those fans that can remember going to the vet, after games, we used to go behind the vet and wait for players to leave and get autographs and things like this. Well, a lot of the guys, I remember like Deuce Staley, man, he'd have a limo waiting for him. McNabb always kind of snuck out. Some of the Ike Reese was normally pretty good to get autographs from, but a lot of the bigger name guys would just kind of like sneak out so you couldn't get to them. Coy Detmer, it was funny because he would come out in a flannel, like a bag lunch, you know what I mean? That was a little lunch pail, like, and he'd hang out with the fans like he was one of us. And again, it's a backup quarterback. It's not Donovan McNabb or somebody that's making tons and tons of money, but it was just, I just thought it was awesome how he would every game come out and talk, whether he played, whether he didn't play. The guy was just an awesome guy to have on a team, as somebody that cares about the fans and stuff like that. And I'll never forget Coy, and he ended up being better than his brother, I think, Ty Detmer, I think he won the Heisman. I could be wrong. Or was in the run for the Heisman. But so that's today's Carside confession. I also want to talk about something that, I was watching the game back and something that I saw that I thought was pretty unique. By the way, guys, if you're watching, you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're at 1,200 now. I'm so thankful to everybody. And look, we're in this together, man. Like, this has been a weird year. This hasn't been the best year, but we're definitely in it together. And look, if I didn't do this stuff on YouTube and didn't connect with you guys, it would be even tougher, honestly, getting through. Just so far, it hasn't been a great season, but, we're sitting here at first place. But something that I saw Sunday that I hadn't seen the other games was quarterbacks coach Press Taylor was actually shown on the sideline coaching up Carson Wentz, which I hadn't seen as of yet. Every time they showed Carson, what's up, Stephen Joyce? Every time they showed Carson in the previous games, it was always him talking to like Nate Sudfeld, but you actually got to see Press Taylor coaching up Carson Wentz, which was pretty good to see because, this is I asked myself, what the hell does Press Taylor do? Because if you remember back in 2017, and we're going to go back to that year, obviously, because it was our best year, you saw John DeFilippo on the sidelines coaching up Carson or coaching up Nick. And Press, you just never saw. He was known for making trick plays the 2017 year. So definitely good to see. Listening to WIP today, one of the big topics, and this is silly to me, I think, you guys tell me in the comments or live what you think. They were saying, if you have an Alshon Jeffrey healthy and if you have Deshaun Jackson healthy, do you sit them and continue to play these practice squad guys or these young guys? Because you need to see what they have, because Deshaun's not going to be here next year and Alshon's not going to be here next year. I think that is absolutely like the craziest thing I've ever heard. I want Alshon back on the field and I want Deshaun back on the field. Are they always injured, especially in Deshaun's case? Absolutely. Deshaun brings a different feel to the offense that defenses have to pay attention to. Alshon is a vet. He's a proven number one wide receiver. Might not be that now, But again, somebody that defenses have to pay attention to. And look, Travis Fulgham, folk hero this week. He had, 2 catches for 50 yards, big touchdown. I'm not ready to start him over Alshon Jeffrey. I'm not ready to start Deontay Burnett over Alshon or Deshaun. The only guy maybe is Greg Ward because he's shown that he's reliable, but he plays a completely different position than Deshaun and Alshon as far as he's a slot wide receiver. I'm not ready to see these young guys in there every week if they don't have to be. Now, if they have to be, what's up, D Biggie? If they have to be out there, then they have to be out there. Again, I've seen more from. Now, look, I'll tell you what though. Man, you guys are gonna think I'm too harsh on this dude all the time, but for JJ Arcega-Whiteside, I am sitting him if he's 100% healthy. I am sitting him for a guy like Travis Fulgham. I'm sitting him for Deontay Burnett. I'm sitting him for John Hightower. Man, we're just talking about, I'm doing a quick confessional. I talked about Corey Detmer being just a great dude with the fans. I talked about Press Taylor being shown on the sideline. That I haven't seen him coaching up Carson since last week. And then we're talking about, do you start the vets when they're ready or do you keep the young guys in? I think you need to have the vets in there. You just have to. Again, I'm not, Fulgham and Burnett are not better than Alshon Jeffrey. Yet, cut JJ Arcega-Whiteside? Absolutely. He's done nothing. When you've got a guy coming in from the practice squad like Fulgham that contributes more with 2 catches this year compared to J-Jaw with none, or Deontay Burnett, which I don't think he had a catch. But John Hightower, 4th and 4, big catch. You can't. There's nothing that says why you keep this guy on your team. Now, look, the Eagles are still in this. The vets, come on. Alshon Jeffrey is definitely going to boost the offense. Just the fact that he's there is something. Defenses are going to pay more attention to him than they're going to pay to Travis Fulgham. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see that the next coming weeks. Also, a big discussion today, Jordan Mailata. I was very excited from his performance. Again, sometimes you just can't listen to the radio. Ike Reese, who I respect a lot, one of my favorite guys as far as the Eagles, he said that not to get too excited about Mailata because the guy has not ever played any football, and this week he's going to be going up against a Steelers defense that is blitz happy and is really good, and the same thing with the Ravens. Look, be excited about Jordan Mailata. Yeah, exactly, Biggie. Be excited about Jordan Mailata for the exact reasons that Ike Reese said not to be. Look, he didn't play high school ball. He didn't play college ball. He played rugby. He's been in the league 3 years. He had a great game Sunday. For never playing ball, to do what he did in his first game, now he's going to learn. He's going to learn. And he can only go up from here. Trey Thomas was on. Trey Thomas had a lot of good things to say about Mailata. If he plays a good game against the Steelers Sunday, that's going to tell you a lot. Now, they're playing a 3-4. It's going to be way different. They're playing guys like Bud Dupree and TJ Watt, and it's going to be tough. I don't expect him to have as great a game as he had Sunday, but they should give him help as well. As far as vets to rookies, I'm taking Mailata over JP all day. JP has been bad. Talking about Jason Peters, he's been bad all year long. Maybe there's a reason why. Remember, we thought the Eagles were crazy. We're trying to keep him at right guard. Remember, we're going, how do you not play him? Well, obviously, maybe there's a big reason why there. He's always injured. Look, I'm giving Mailata the shot. I just am. Even if Mailata goes out on Sunday and gets destroyed, I'm still keeping him in. I'm not putting Jason Peters back out there. I'm just not. It's not going to happen. And I wonder why the Eagles haven't signed another lineman like a Terry. I almost said Terry Gordy. It's Cordy Glenn. Why they haven't went out and signed him, I don't understand. But as far as Jordan Mailata goes, look, man, the guy. Again, we're setting ourselves up sometimes for disappointment. I just think this guy's going to be good, man. Even before Sunday, I said in my preview, he looked good in preseason at left tackle when he was available. Now, we struggled with back injuries the past 2 years. A guy his size is going to. But he looked good. He looked good. At right tackle this year when he came in, yeah, I think he'll do good too. When he came in during against Washington as a right tackle, he looked good. You know, he got taken off his feet a couple times, but he was all right. He was definitely okay. So I don't. Again, if you're going to be excited about a young player, that's a guy you got to be excited about. And like I said yesterday, I don't know what it is about him, but I really want him to succeed. I don't know. I really want him to play. No, you do not put JP back there, Biggie. You do not. I don't. Even if Mailata's playing bad, because I mean, we all saw Jason Peters get thrown around by the Bengals defensive line. I mean, this guy he was thrown around like a rag doll. I mean, it was like watching, you know how dogs, they'll pick up a stuffed animal, they just throw it around with ease. That's what happened to Jason Peters. I don't want to see that. He was awful against the Bengals. He didn't play well the other two games. I'm sticking with Mailata, and if Mailata struggles at left tackle, I'm going to pull him, and I'm going to put in Lane Johnson at left, and I'm putting Jack Driscoll in at right tackle. Driscoll has looked pretty good. Now, he was coming off an illness when he played the other night. But overall, the offensive line did good against a defensive line of San Francisco that was missing Nick Bosa. Solomon Thomas was also missing, so they were definitely shorthanded, and you didn't get the full Monty of San Francisco, what they could do. Yeah, all these guys need is a chance. That's right. Now look, again, I'm optimistic and I'm very positive, but I mean, look, if you watch teams across the league, their young guys are doing a lot of stuff. John Hightower, I can't get so excited about John Hightower's 4 catches. I can't get, like, the Fulgham thing. He even admitted to losing it in the lights. I can't get excited about that. I need to see these guys doing good. Why did we release Killington? So I actually agree with this. I don't think they waived him because of his performance. I mean, I think that had something to do with it, but I think that they need some roster spots opened up. I think they brought in a linebacker who was on their squad earlier this year. I can't remember his name right off the bat, but he's a low man on the totem pole. He didn't do anything to show why he should be on this team when given the chance Sunday. I mean, it was nothing but negative yards. He's supposed to be the fastest guy on the team, and he absolutely sucked. I mean, defensive ends ran him down. Again, I joked and said maybe it was a number 46 because 46 is a slow number. But, I mean, he just did not look good. What are your thoughts on linebacker position? Why isn't Davion Taylor or Sean Bradley playing? Biggie, I ask myself that question every game. I think this linebacking core is the worst in the NFL by far. You saw it again. You saw it again Sunday. And today, Jim Schwartz had a press conference, and he's saying Nate Gary is good, and some of his mistakes aren't his fault. Look, I don't care how many times you beat that into my brain with your words. This guy, Nate Gary, is bad. He might be the worst linebacker we've ever had. I'm done. I'm done with him. I was done with him last year. I'm done. Bring in somebody else. Duke Riley is not a starting linebacker. Duke Riley is a special teams guy. You can't. Why Sean Bradley is not playing, I don't know. I mean, Sean Bradley was hurting people in practice. That's how hard he was hitting them. He had some snaps Sunday. Why not just throw him in there, start him? I said, why not sign another linebacker to replace TJ Edwards, who's going to be out for a couple weeks. Edwards was starting to play good. Of course, he gets hurt with a hammy. He's going to be out a couple weeks. People called me crazy when I said just re-sign Nigel Bradham. He was signed to the Broncos practice squad. Now, you could still sign him since he was put on the practice squad. Must have been a big falling out, and the Eagles still didn't like what he said at that Saints press conference. But I mean, there's a guy that knows the defense, a guy that can tackle at least. I mean, he's not great in coverage, but I like Alex Singleton. He does not look like a linebacker. Alex Singleton looks like a safety. But, look, the guy didn't drop the ball when it was thrown right to him. That's something. Gary looks lost. Biggie, he looks lost on every play. Watch that last play of the game when Darius Slay, who's an absolute stud, jumped up and pretty much saved the game. Nate Gary is just watching everything. No jump, no nothing. He's just watching. Nate Gary is bad. He's bad. He is. I don't understand how. And again, I don't like Jim Schwartz, and everybody knows this that watches this channel. He kind of redeemed himself a little bit last week, where the defense, even though they let C.J. Beathard run down the field on him, which is embarrassing. The defense, their stats, I think they're number one in the league in sacks right now. I mean, their stats are pretty decent if you look at them. And they haven't been, I got to say, they haven't been put in good position with all the interceptions that Carson Wentz has thrown and the bad field position that they've had to start with. But when you go into the league, or when you go into the start season with that linebacking core that they have, it's embarrassing, man. It is absolutely embarrassing. And this week, he's gonna get, this linebacking core is gonna get roughed up again. They just are. Look at the running backs that you have to play the next couple weeks, or the look. Oh my God. Look at the tight ends now they're not great like George Kittle, but Mark Andrews isn't bad for the Ravens. He's not. Lamar Jackson, you're going to have to try to tackle him. These linebackers cannot tackle, man. I have never seen a year when they'll have a guy wrapped up and he just gets away. Jerick McKinnon is not great, but he got away from guys last week. It's frustrating. I mean, I would probably do better at linebacker, and I'm 5'6", 192 pounds. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's frustrating. It really is. And the tackling is really bad. And look, I expected it to be bad because they had no preseason games. But look, we're at game 4 now. I mean, or going into game 5. Come on, man. You got to start wrapping up. If you got hands on guys, you should tackle them. Same with catching the football. If your hands on the ball, you got to catch it. So, hopefully, and I don't know, I know people are saying maybe against the Ravens we'll get him back, but I'm hoping Alshon Jeffrey comes back to switch to receiver real quick. I think he would make a world of difference. It's kind of funny that Carson Wentz seems to do better with these young guys. Remember the end of last year, practice squad guys come in, he just looks like a different player. He looked like a different player Sunday. I don't know if it's because it's easier for him to get in guys' faces as far as young guys telling them what he needs them to do, where he probably can't do that with an Alshon or a Deshaun. But I think Alshon Jeffrey just changes the way the defense is going to look at the team now. Yeah, he does. He looks more comfortable. But I feel like now that he's got that comfort, if you put in a guy like Alshon, I don't think it's going to mess with the chemistry. I think he knows what Alshon can do. He's already got chemistry with Alshon Jeffrey. I know the negative stuff from last year and all that. I think it's behind them. I think he would welcome a guy like that. You have Alshon Jeffrey on one side, Hightower, who is fast. I don't understand. I was watching this with my dad Sunday. John Hightower, YouTube his highlights. He is a fast football player. I don't understand why they didn't go deep with him. Maybe it was the defense just wasn't giving them what they thought. But you've got to get, if you're going to throw deep, I think John Hightower's the guy. They've got to do that. And yeah, Jeffrey will help Wentz. And you have him on one side, Hightower on the other. Greg Ward is reliable. It's not fair to call Greg Ward a practice squad wide receiver anymore. Greg Ward is reliable. He reminds me of Jason Avant. He really does. I mean, the guy is going to catch these balls. These short passes. He's definitely a possession wide receiver. I think Hightower can be explosive. You have Alshon Jeffrey, who, again, catches those 50-50 balls, still to this day very good. I saw him doing drills. I thought he looked good in individual drills. The way he was cutting, the way he was moving. I thought he was going to play in the San Francisco game. They gave him that extra week. I'm telling you, I hope he plays against Pittsburgh. The Eagles are going to need a lot of help against a great Pittsburgh team. And I really don't want to get into that game yet. I'm probably going to wait till Thursday to really start dissecting that game. But, the San Francisco 49ers beat the Jets, the Giants, and they lost to the Cardinals. The Jets and the Giants suck, okay? The Pittsburgh Steelers have beaten the Giants, the 0-4 Titans, and there was another team that doesn't have any wins that they beat too. I can't, somebody in the comments let me know. So the competition that they have played hasn't been great. Oh, was it the Titans maybe? But they haven't, no, they were supposed to play the Titans last week. We're getting Pittsburgh on a bye week, which is insane, off a bye week, so they're going to be fresh. which could work against them. The Eagles are, fought for their life pretty much against a backup team Sunday, but they got the win. The momentum is a thing. It really is. In all sports, momentum's a thing. Hopefully the Eagles can carry that momentum into Sunday night. And while we're talking about Sunday night, this is a hot topic today, guys. Fans in the stadiums. Tom Wolf, governor of Pennsylvania, said today, I think, that stadiums can have 10% of fans. So for the link, that would be 7,500 fans. Now, the Steelers had said that they're going to allow, it comes up to the mayors too. I guess the mayor of Pittsburgh is allowing this. The Steelers said that they will have 55, what's up, Birdman? That they will have 5,500 fans in Heinz Stadium for that Eagle game. I think this is great. I think it's great for the league. It's great for the Eagles. I mean, to play in front of fans, even if it is Steeler fans. And I believe that there'll probably be some Eagle fans there as well. Look, ticket prices, and I don't know. I was talking to Zach the Ripper Comics today. Definitely check out his YouTube if you're into comics or wrestling. Great channel. And the prices, I said, I don't know if the prices are going to be really expensive or if they're going to be kind of the same, because I know a lot of fans might not want to come because of COVID-19. So it might be a hard sell. But hopefully, I mean, if you can get 7,500 fans in the link, I know really for a stadium that holds 70,000, it might seem like it's nothing. But I tell you, I watched some XFL games, and what's up, Eagles season? I watched some XFL games, and that MetLife, they barely had any fans there because it was an XFL game, but it made a difference. You could still hear the noise, you could still feel the energy, and I think that'll definitely help, man. I am looking forward to that. If now obviously you can't tailgate, which sucks, but if the Eagles play. They play the Ravens, and then they play the Giants at home, I believe. If you can get fans there for that game, I think that'll just be absolutely awesome. I'm ready for it. I really am. I'm just done with, oh, man, this pandemic has really messed up a lot of things for me. Yeah, I'll take it, man. I'll take 7,500. All right, Biggie, I'm not going to be on here long either, man. Thanks for joining me. Absolutely. But, yeah, man, I mean, you guys tell me again, leave in the comments what you think. Would you go to a game if you were given a ticket? Let's just say you don't have to pay for it. Let's just say somebody gave you a ticket to an Eagles game. Would you go? Now, I've got friends that say absolutely not. They're not ready to go. Me, on the other hand, I mean, to me, I look at it like this, especially with COVID-19. As long as you're doing the right things, wearing your mask, washing your hands, not touching stuff when you go out to places, social distancing, I mean, you're helping yourself from not getting this virus and still being able to live your life. Birdman, thanks for the super chat, man. 499 super chat. I'm stress-free this week. Let's go. I will go to a game. Thank you so much, dude. Again, that means a lot to me, the super chats. You're always good to me. Thank you so much. I would go to a game, too, if I was given a ticket. And, yes, it has been a better week. Just walking around, wearing my Eagles stuff. I can't find it now. I have an Eagles mask. It's the first time I wore my Eagles mask all year. It just feels good. And again, we're first place in the NFC East. Who would have thought that? The whole division absolutely sucks. We're first place in the East. It's awesome. Again, thank you for the super chat, dude. We definitely need to hook up and do a stream together. It could have happened Sunday night, but I'll be honest, man. I drank a little bit, and if you watched my live, it was I don't know if I could have did a co thing with anybody, but now the first place in NFC East thing is crazy to me. The division's bad. Washington, it just sucks that we lost to them. I still can't believe we did. The Giants are probably the worst team in the league. Now look, if you watch the Steelers game against the Giants, the Steelers had a little bit of trouble with the Giants. I know Saquon was still playing, but he had no yards in that game. But they didn't beat them as easily as you would think. That might be something to look to. Now the Cowboys play the Giants this week. I think the Cowboys are going to murder the Giants. I don't think it's going to even be a contest. And then we face the Steelers. So if we take the L and the Cowboys win, then the Cowboys are in first. However, I don't think the Cowboys are bad defensively. They're really bad defensively. The coach, Mike McCarthy, I said it during the beginning of the season. The guy's not a good coach. He's not. Everybody, the Cowboy fan that I knew, was happy that, oh, he's got a Super Bowl ring. He's good. Look, Aaron Rodgers made this guy look good for years, and then they couldn't get along, and when they didn't get along, everything went under for him, and that's why. He's just not a good coach. He's not. And you're seeing it now with the Cowboys. How did the Cowboys only play well when they're behind by 3 or 4 touchdowns? I don't understand. Now, CeeDee Lamb looks like a hell of a player. At the same time, every time I watch him, he's wide open, it seems like. Amari Cooper is Amari Cooper. They still have Zeke Elliott and Dak Prescott. He puts up a bunch of empty stats, but I don't think they're good at all. Should have kept Jason Garrett. No, you know what, dude? I think Jason Garrett's bad, too. I think they're both bad. He does a lot of this. But Jason Garrett's the offensive coordinator for the Giants right now. And if you watch the Giants offense, and I understand, they don't, you know what? No. Look, their line's bad. But Daniel Jones has more to work with than Carson Wentz. Even though you don't have a running back, you still have Darius Slayton. You still have Evan Ingram at tight end. Maybe they have equal. Let's put it that way. Because the running game does hurt the Giants. $100 million, not worth it. Yeah, I'm glad that the Eagles did not sign Amari Cooper this year. Even though the Eagles have nothing at wide receiver right now. Again, this guy cannot win when playing on the road. He's not clutch. Guys, they sit on the sideline during big time moments, and we thought that maybe was just a Jason Garrett thing, but we're already seeing it. And again, I want this to be a Cowboys bash session because their offense should be awesome. They should be. They should not be, and they should be 0-4. Let's be honest. If the Atlanta Falcons don't make the biggest blunder I've seen in NFL history, it seems like, with that onside kick, this is an 0-4 Cowboys team. Rip Eddie Van Halen. I'm glad you brought that up. Google Barbara. Rip Eddie Van Halen. He goes today. I don't know if Bazooka Joe's still watching, but man, what a loss that is. Robbie Anderson. Yes, Robbie Anderson, man. And look, I was a little off on Anderson, but man, he is playing amazing for the Panthers right now. Which sucks for me because I have DJ Moore in my fantasy league. And by the way, fantasy football, I couldn't have more of a headache. If any of my fantasy guys in my fantasy league are watching right now, I need running backs. I will make some trades. I lost Nick Chubb. I lost Christian McCaffrey. I have nobody. I had to start Jeff Wilson from the 49ers, who didn't do anything, didn't even have a carry this week. The injuries are just, I'm good at wide receiver, but these injuries are insane league-wide this year, and I have nobody that can run the ball on my team. So also, something I'm going to do a video about probably a little bit later, guys, is I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm seeing some things from some young players from the Eagles that I just don't like. That's Jalen Reagor and Miles Sanders. So Reagor has said some things against Eagle fans. Miles said something last week about, to the effect of, don't badmouth us now and then ride with us later, keep the same energy. These guys need to stop, man. You're not, look, you don't do this to Philadelphia fans. You don't. Miles Sanders should know this. Reagor is a rookie. One of the things you don't do is, especially when you haven't done anything, like Jalen Reagor, you don't badmouth the Philadelphia Eagle fans, because we're just not the fan base to do that to. We have put up with so much as fans, and we ride with our team. And this is what young guys don't understand. We're a fan base. It's just like a family, right? You got some family members, you might have a brother that you don't exactly like too much, but you still love them, right? You can badmouth them all day long, but as soon as somebody else does, you're ready to go to war, you're ready to fight. That's how we are as fans. We can badmouth this team all day long. As soon as somebody else does, we'll go to war for him. Jalen Reagor apparently doesn't understand that. He's got to stop, because the guy that we could have picked, Justin Jefferson, is having a hell of a year so far. And really, for a guy that people said was Jordan Matthews 2.0, is looking great, is looking absolutely awesome. And he's got trash cousins thrown to him. So, Reagor, it's just zip it up, man. Do your talking after you make plays. And you made one play this year, and now you're hurt. You were hurt before you came in, and you're now hurt again. And Miles Sanders, for a guy that said he was going to have an MVP type season, when you're not on the field at the end of the game, again, I'm a Miles Sanders guy. I'm a Miles Sanders fan, but the second week in a row, you're not on the field. Now, the Eagles coaches let it leak that it was a fatigue issue last week. Doug Peterson saying it wasn't a fatigue issue this week. It's something. For you to start talking trash, dude, again, you got to do more in the field. You have to do more. For a guy that said he was going to have an MVP season, you got to do more before you can talk trash to us, guys. So I'm at the half-hour point, guys. I appreciate everybody for watching. DJ Birdman for the super chat, dude. Thank you so much. Everybody, you guys, honestly, man, being able to talk to you guys, it just is very therapeutic for me as an Eagles fan, and I hope it does the same for you. As like I said, we're passionate thing came together, and I love doing these live streams with you guys. There'll be more in the future. Again, I'm planning on another video today. Stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't, like if you haven't. Again, any super chat, all donations go to this channel. I'm working on getting a 4K camera for my in-house live streams, so things look better. And we still got a lot of season to go, guys. Go Birds, stay healthy, guys, and stay safe. I'll see you later.